Shana Tova, everyone. I miss you all. I miss seeing you in our room where we can sing and we can dance and we can be together. But these are strange times. So I hope you enjoy the computer service. Now, Marlo, who has done a wonderful job of singing some amazing Rosh Hashanah songs, has another video. So I hope you watch both of our videos because they're both for you. So my video is going to be no singing, but some talking. So we're going to start with talking about why we're watching this. What hug is it? Can you shout out what hug it is? That's right, for those who said Rosh Hashanah or the New Year. So Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year, and it's a very, very special time for all of us. And most years we try to come to shul and pray, and we do lots and lots of things. So Marlo did sing a song about dipping something in something. Do you remember what that was? Dipping the apple in the honey. And we did put the apple in the honey because we want to be symbolic. We want to think about having a really sweet new year. And one of the ways we do that is by having something so sweet like an apple and dipping it into something even sweeter like honey and eating it all up. So dipping the apple in the honey. I hope you do some dipping apples in honey. Another wonderful thing that we do on Rosh Hashanah involves an instrument. Who knows what that instrument's called? Well done for those people that said a shofar. Now, I'm going to hold this up so you can see inside the shofar. Now, some of you will know the answer to this and some of you won't. So if you do, shout out. And if you don't, have a guess. Where do you think we get the shofar from? I'll give you a clue. It's from an animal. And I'm going to give you another clue. I'm going to hold it like this. Does that make sense to everybody? This is from a ram, which is a male sheep. And we blow it. And we blow several notes on the shofar. The first note we pretty much always start with is called tekiah. So can you say tekiah? Tekiah. And it sounds a little bit like this. Oh, it sounds nothing like that. This is a really hard shofar to blow. I'll try again. So that's a tekiah. So if you hear the word tekiah, I want you to make this noise. Ooh. So I'm going to do it one time, and you're going to try. Tekiah. Ooh. Now another note that we play is called shavarim, and actually it's made up of 3 notes, and it goes like this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So if I say shavarim, can you say ooh, ooh, ooh? Okay, so we're just going to try again. I'm going to say tekiah and I'm going to say shavarim, and I'm going to change it round, and I want you to make the noises. Tekiah. Ooh. Shavarim. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tekiah. Ooh. Tekiah. Ooh. Shavarim. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so that's 2 of the notes. The third note is teruah, and that is made up of tiny little beepy noises that goes a little bit like this. So let's see if you can do that. So teruah. And the final note we're going to learn is tekiah gedola. So I hope you all remember tekiah. It was the first one we did, the really long note. And gedola means big, gedola. So we're going to make a really, 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 really long note when I say tekiah gedola. And I want you to all take a deep breath and make a note for as long as you can. Are you ready? Tekiah gedola. Now, I could have gone for a bit longer, but I want you all to practice. I want you all to practice all your notes. So Tekiah, Shavarim, Teruah, which is the little and Tekiah Gadola, which I'm not going to do again because I'm all out of breath from the last time. So well done, everybody. Now, one thing I like to talk about on Rosh Hashanah is it's a really good time to think about the year that was before and the year that's coming. Now, everybody, I think, has things that they like a lot about the year that they just had, and everybody has things that they didn't like so much. And some of those things we can't control. There's nothing we can do about it. But some of those things we can, because it's to do with our behavior and how we are. So one thing I think is really nice to do is to think about last year and think about something that you didn't like or a way that you behaved that you didn't like, and to think about it and say sorry if you upset a person, because it's really, really important on Rosh Hashanah to start thinking about saying sorry. Now, another thing I like to do is to think about the next year that's coming, and to think about maybe something that I've always wanted to do but never had the opportunity, or something that I could do better, or something I want to try, and make a plan in your head and think, oh, I'm going to do that this new year. It's a really, really nice time to do all of those sorts of things. So it's a really, really important thing to do, to think about it. And in fact, on Rosh Hashanah, on the second day of Rosh Hashanah, we have a special ceremony where we do just that. And it's called Tashlich. Can you say Tashlich? Tashlich. Now, I've got a book actually about Tashlich that I'd really like to read to you. It's called Tashlich at Turtle Rock. I'm going to try and hold it so you can see the book. I might need to move my chair a little bit. There we go. Okay, Tashlich at Turtle Rock. Oopsie. In the afternoon of Rosh Hashanah, and we're on our way to do Tashlich, that's when you go to a place with flowing water, a lake, a river, or a creek, and you throw in pieces of bread that represent the mistakes that you've made in the last year. My friend Franny, who lives in New York, does it in the fountain at Lincoln Center, and my brother's friend Matt said he once did it in a toilet. I'm not sure that's allowed. My family has its own tradition. Is everything in your backpack? Mum asks. Apple? Yep. Honey? Yep. Bread? Yep. I've got the pocket knife, Mum says. Follow me, I say, leading them into the woods behind our house. This time of year, the trail is lined with trees changing colour. I've planned 4 stops along the way: Turtle Rock, Billy Goat's Bridge, Gypsy Landing, and finally, Old Log. Okay, everyone, I announce, while you're walking, think of one really good thing you want to remember from last year. We hike quietly while everyone thinks. When we get to Turtle Rock, I find 4 stones that can write and give one to each person. Okay, what good thing did you remember? Link goes first. He writes B-U-S on Turtle Rock. I learned how to ride the bus by myself, he says, and it's really cool. I can go anywhere. Then Dad gets up. He scratches the letters Korostyshev, Korostyshev, on the rock. This year, Grandpa and I went to the Ukraine. We visited the little village where he grew up. It's a trip I will always remember. Mum goes next. She uses her stone to draw a picture of a lady with long hair. I made a new friend this year, she says. She means Paula, who is also a writer. We help each other write, read each other's work, and talk about books. I am so grateful for Paula. When it's my turn, I can't decide between my bike and knitting. Finally, I draw a picture of my bike. This year, I learned to ride a 2-wheeler, I say. Hooray! Then we stand up and look at what we've written, and together we shout, Amen. Dad scoops up some water from the gurgling creek and splashes it over Turtle Rock to erase our writing. Take only pictures and leave only footprints, he reminds us. Our next stop is Billy Goat's Bridge. I announce when we get there. Find something that represents what you want to throw away from last year. Start thinking. On the way to Billy Goat's Bridge, we search the woods for something to throw away. By the time we get there, we each have something in our hands. We sit down and start explaining. Dad holds up an acorn cap that looks like a tiny mouth. I want to throw away saying bad things about people, he says. You once said Mr. Fishberg looks like a frog, I reminded him. Exactly, Dad admits, as he throws the acorn cap over the bridge. Lincoln goes next. I want to throw away being mad at Stephen Pinker. He broke my calculator, but it was really an accident. Stephen has red hair, so Lincoln throws a handful of red maple leaves into the water. Then it's Mom's turn. I want to get rid of the habit of saying yes when I really mean no. That's very hard for me. I'll agree to go to lunch with Abigail when I really need to work. She throws a Y-shaped twig into the falls and waves goodbye to yes. When it's my turn, I say, I had a hard time making friends at camp last summer. I want to throw away being so shy. The rock I toss into the creek looks like a bunkhouse. Well, to me anyway. There's one more thing to do before we leave Billy Goat's Bridge. I take out the bread and give everyone a chunk, and quietly we break off little pieces and throw them into the water. These stand for private things that we feel sorry about or want to get rid of in the new year. Then we stand up and look down at the waterfall. Together we shout, Amen! On to Gypsy Landing, I announce. That's a big slab of rock on the other side of Billy Goat's Bridge. When we get there, I tell everybody to think about one thing that they promised to do in the coming year. While everyone's thinking, I gather some twigs and spell out the 4 numbers of the Jewish New Year on the highest part of the rock. Now, take off your shoes and socks, I tell them. When you make your promise, dip one foot in the stream and make a footprint on the New Year rock. I vow to put all our family photos into an album, Mum says, dipping her foot in the cold stream. I promise to keep visiting Archie Measle in the nursing home, Lincoln says. Even though my bar mitzvah project is officially over, his family live in Mexico, so he never gets visitors. I vow to start making challah every Thursday night, Dad announces. He hops across Gypsy Landing on one foot and makes a footprint facing the new year. When it's my turn, I put both feet in the water to make 2 wet prints. I'm going to wake up early so I can get to school on time. Then we all stand up and look at our footprints, and together we shout, Amen. Last stop is Old Log, I say. Follow me. When we get there, Link empties his backpack. We all straddle fat Old Log. Dad takes the pocket knife and cuts apple slices for everyone. I open the jar of honey and we pass it around. Eating apples dipped in honey symbolizes the sweetness of the Jewish New Year. We recite a special Tashlich prayer that Mum wrote. God, we have thrown out our mistakes and regrets, and we have picked the best things from the year to keep with us. Help us start over. Help us remember our vows and promises, and protect us this whole long year. Then we all stand up and look at each other, and together we shout, Amen. The end. So this is a lovely book. Anyone who wants to borrow it is very, very welcome. Just come and find me, and you're always welcome to borrow my books. And anyway, so I just wanted to wish you all a really, really good Shana Tova, and I hope you have a lovely time celebrating. I know everybody's celebrations are much smaller than normal, and we can't have all our family over. But I hope that you've managed to find a really special way to enjoy the Chag with your family. And I look forward to doing another service with you for Yom Kippur. Bye. Chag Sameach.